everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss, I'm going to show you the two different versions of Canvas Workspace. Yes, there are two different versions of Canvas Workspace. If this is news to you, please go read the announcement for this group. It is a requirement for you to be in this group that you read the announcement, because the announcement has lots and lots of important information for you, like the fact that there are two versions of Canvas Workspace. You will learn a lot simply by reading the announcement for this group. It answers a lot of frequently asked questions. It explains a lot of things about the group. So please go read the announcement if you were not aware that there are two versions of Canvas Workspace. I already had videos on this. They were some of the very first videos that I ever uploaded to this group. Therefore, they weren't the best quality. They weren't my best videos I ever made. My original videos, I wasn't very good at doing this yet, and they were not very good. So I wanted to replace those videos with an updated version. So we are going to discuss the two versions of Canvas Workspace. The first version that you have access to from any device that has an internet browser, okay? Any device in which you can go on the internet and you have, an internet browser, an internet bar, okay? The browser up here. So phone, an iPad, any tablet, any computer, laptop, anything like that. I believe you can even access them from things like the Fire, like the Kindle Fire, probably the Nook, if that's still around, anything like that, okay? This is the online version, which means you are online. You are on the internet. You are at a website. This version is cloud-based. Let me get there first. Let me take you there, and then I will explain it a little better. So to get to it, you simply type in Canvas, and see, you can tell I've already been there several times, so it's just coming up. You can type in Canvas Workspace, if I could type, Canvas Workspace, and you hit enter. Also, you can simply pin it up here to your browser. You can, add a shortcut. You can create a shortcut on your desktop of your computer. You can create a shortcut here. This messes people up though, because the other version of Canvas Workspace shows up here on your desktop. So people think that because they have an icon here, they automatically have the desktop version. That's not the case if you have just created a shortcut or a link to the website and placed it on your desktop. So I don't do that. When I set this stuff up for like my clients and things, I do not put a link to the website on their desktop. I put it here. So you have to click your internet and then go to it. And it eliminates confusion. So we are going to go to Canvas. Now, most of the time, as you can see, when you open up Canvas, and you will probably need to log in, you'll probably get a login screen first. I'm already logged in. I stay logged in. It kicks me out after a while. I don't use this version, and I will explain to you why I don't use this version any longer unless I'm teaching it. This window is going to pop up, and people think that this upgrade or whatever, that they need to do this, and it's going to update or upgrade this online version. No, that is not what this is. This right here is telling you it is the PC version. Right here, do you see this? It is telling you it is the PC version. This is the other of the two versions that I will show you in a minute. This is the version that you download to your computer, and a computer or laptop, like a Windows or Mac computer laptop, is required to use this one. You cannot use this one on an iPad, and I will repeat that when I get to this one. So, and if you've never watched my videos, that snoring in the background is my English Bulldog. You will hear him snoring in every one of my videos. He's really loud right now. So that's what this is. This is asking you, see, Windows, Mac, download. This is asking you if you want to get the downloaded version on your computer. Okay. It is not an upgrade, an update for this version. Okay. It's not an update for this version. This version updates automatically. So I'm going to open this up so you can see what this one looks like. They look completely different as well. So once you learn the two, you can tell just by what it looks like which one you're in because they look completely different. The functions are all in different places. It looks completely different. This is the online version of Canvas Workspace, and I am not going to go through in this video what every single function is in here and all that stuff. This video is just to teach you the main differences of the two versions and just that the fact that there are two. So, like I said, in this one, when you save a project, it is going to go to the cloud, okay? It's going to go into like your projects and it's going to be saved in the cloud. It's not going to be saved on your computer. Now, if you click the download button right here, this big download button, it will download your project as an FCM file, which is Brothers file type. I have plenty of information elsewhere on that. It will download it as an FCM file, and you can choose whether you want to send it to your computer and put it on your computer or put it on a USB drive, or if, that is not what I meant to click, or if you want to send it wirelessly. Okay, it will show you. Now, I have a Wi-Fi connection to at least one of my machines, so I have the Wi-Fi option. This one is how you send it to your computer. So you can just save that, save it on your computer. You can put it on a USB drive. So if you're using a USB stick or a cable connection to your machine, you're going to send it this way and put it on your USB drive. I have videos on all of this already, these very specific things. But that is the only way that this saves anything to your computer, is if you download it to your computer. Otherwise, it's all in the cloud. One big difference for this one, or main thing, is text. Right here, do you see this text? This is it. This is all you get. In just Canvas, by just using Canvas alone, this version of it, right here, this is all you get. That's it. In order to use more text with this version, you have to download the Brother type converter. I have a video on how to download this. Okay, what you have to do is, and I have a video on how to use this, okay, that goes into more detail. What you have to do is type each line. You can only do one line at a time. You have to type each line, then you pick your font from this allows you access to all of the fonts installed on your computer. So if the font is installed on your computer, you will have access to it in this list. So you pick the font that you want and type out your line, any other settings that you want, and you save it. That saves to your computer as an SVG file, I believe, either SVG or FCM, one of the two. It's been so long since I have used this. Like I said, I have another video on this. Then you have to take those files, each one of them that you created, and import them into here, okay? So then you have to come up here and click the SVG button and import each line of text or each word, whatever you created in here into Canvas, okay? I will show you the other version of Canvas and how it's so much better, and one of the main reasons why I can't handle working in this version of Canvas anymore, particularly when it comes to text, because I cannot handle doing the type converter and all that when the other version is so much easier, and I will show you why. So that is one really big drawback of this one. And I understand, let me say here, because people always get defensive and get upset with me when I say that I don't like this version or that I like the other version better, that they don't have a device that they can use the other version on, and that the only thing they have is an iPad or a phone. That is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you have, then you can use this. We all used this one, so did I, when it was all that was available, because this one was available much, much longer than the other version. So it's okay. If this is the only version that you have access to, that's okay. It's okay. If you have access to both of them, though, I cannot stress to you how much I feel you should be using the other version I'm about to show you. Okay. That is one of the big differences or big drawbacks of this one. Okay. And you've got your edit functions up here. You've got your flip, copy, paste. You have your alignment. This is the order, bring to front, send to back, that kind of thing. Flip, you have your process overlap functions. This is offset. You have most of group and ungroup. You have most of the stuff here. One thing, I lost my train of thought. Okay, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a second. You have all these functions that are pretty much available in the other version. Okay. Now let's go to the other version. And how do you get the other version? Same way you get the type converter. And I have a video on this. To get the type converter or to get the downloaded version of Canvas, you either click that little box that I showed you when that comes up when you open the online one. You either follow that link. You go to the Brother Solutions Center. There's also a link to it. You can just type in Brother Solutions Center. You either follow this. If you've clicked Don't Ask Me Again, or if this does not pop up, then yours is going to look like this. Down here in these scrolling messages, and be sure to check these scrolling messages. They put lots of information and information on new things and stuff down here. You're going to see this button right here that says Brother Solutions Center. Okay, and it's in several of them. Brother Solutions Center. That's where you need to go to get your downloads. And like I said, that's another video. That is where you go to get this version right here. Okay, see, it looks completely different. Now, let me show you one of the biggest things. When I click text, I have right here in Canvas, and for some reason it pulls up my font list very slowly. I don't know why. It wants to be very slow when I ask it to pull up the list, and it's done this forever. People say, you have too many things running on your computer or this or that. It's always done this. It's done this forever. I'm not sure why, but I can close everything else on my computer. I can do all kinds of things, and it still is slow. Usually not this slow though. Come on. And then it gets mad at me, and it goes white like that. If I click it again. Okay. Let's see if there. I paused the video and it decided to come up. Okay. So I have a list of, now, first of all, up here, this also trips people up. Up here, you will see CanvasWorkspace fonts. Okay. That's the same fonts that are over in the other one. The very few fonts that are over in the online version. That's up here. And so people will say, but I've gone through the list. I don't have it. They're not in alphabetical order, or I don't have it. That's because you didn't scroll down far enough. Scroll down past the CanvasWorkspace fonts and you will see all fonts. That is where the rest of the fonts from your computer are. So any font that is installed on your computer, and when you install a new font, you have to close Canvas. You need to close Canvas and reopen it after you've installed the font, or, close it, install the font, then reopen it. If you install the font while this is open, it won't show up in the font list. You have to close it, open it back up, and it will show up in the list. But you have access right here in Canvas to your whole font list. So you pick the font that you want and you just type out your words, okay? Now, in this one, you still can only do one line at a time, but with the align functions and the distribute space, it lines it all up really quickly and perfectly for you. Have videos on all of that. So it's not really that bad in this version to have to do the text. In this version, I should have made notes, should have wrote notes so I didn't forget anything. What are some other major differences? Okay, in this one, you have, let me pull some things up here really fast so these will highlight so that you can see them better. Okay. Okay, right here, you have this thing that says text, and when you scroll over it, it says fit to path. That, and again, I have a video on this, that allows you to curve text or shape text. It bends, or, I guess that's the right word, it bends the text around whatever shape you've selected. It can be any shape. It doesn't even have to be from over here. It can be an SVG file design. Anything, okay? And I have a video on that. It's awesome. So you have the fit to path tool, and then under properties, you have all these alignment tools down here. You have all these alignment tools that you can use for editing of the fit to path tool. So that is new. If you use the online version of Canvas Workspace, the only way for you to curve text is to do it manually. And I have a video on that. Character spacing, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a long time. I don't believe that the online version has character spacing. So for text, you can come here and you can change the character spacing and move the letters closer together or further apart, which helps if you're trying to weld a text that's not script. And so if you have a script font, it's already connected usually, but print fonts like this are not. But if you want them welded, just change the character spacing. This one has, let me think. I know there's more. It has the distribute space. The online version does not have that. Distribute space, you can select how much space you want between your items. So let's say I had a huge line of text and I want 1/4 of an inch between them. Then I can do this, and it moves it so there's 1/4 of an inch between, let me line these up, okay? So it leaves 1/4 of an inch here. You can make it 1/2 inch if you want, okay? And this goes by 1/4 inch increments, but you can type in any number you want. So let's say I need it to be at 35, I can just type in 35, okay? And you can go into the negative too if you need to for whatever reason. If you're trying to weld or something and you need to go into the negative, you can do that too. When I weld, I put it on 0, and that makes the lines just touch enough usually to weld. And that's all. I have videos on all of this other stuff, okay? I'm trying to think. I'm sure people will make comments in this video about things that I forgot. Those are the really big, huge things. For me, the huge thing is the text. Like I said, I'm sorry. I should have taken notes. Didn't think of it. But I think that's the big main differences between the two. This is my rhinestones. People always say, well, I don't have that. That's my rhinestone kit. You're not going to have that unless you have the rhinestone kit. Oh, in the online version, you don't have layers like this. So over here in this one, you can see all of your layers. So right now it's showing you that the top layer is hello. That means hello is in the front. the square is behind it. Okay. And I have, I think I have a video on layers, and I also have a video on grouping. And in my grouping video, I do a good job of explaining kind of layers in it as well because of the grouping process. So to really understand this even better, you can watch my layers video or my grouping video. But you can change the way that they go by dragging them around. There's other ways to change it. You don't have to change them in here. You still have the arrange front to back. This right here, the arrange front to back and all that, that is in the online version. You just can't see all of your layers, okay? So every single time you add, a new shape or a new thing, you're gonna see it over here in your layers. You don't have that. This is how we use the hide method for separating colors, because you can hide things over here. You can change them right here from cut to draw. You also can do that up here. Okay, you can change cut and draw right up here as well. But you can do it over here. You can duplicate, you can delete things, you can group things over here under files. Again, in this version, the desktop version, there's usually 2, 3, 4 different locations or ways that you can do the same function. So you can group here, you can select things and right click your mouse, which is what I do, and group. You can come up here and under layer and you can group. So in Canvas, in this version of Canvas, there are usually 2, 3, 4 different places or ways to do the exact same thing. So you just have to decide which one you like best. Usually for a lot of things, if it's here in this list, if I can just right click my mouse, I right click my mouse so that I can just stay right here on the board. I'm not having to come over here and do all that. I just stay right here, I move this where I want it, click, and I have this right here, okay? So that's why you will see this box pop up in a lot of my videos, is I just right click my mouse to do a lot of things. I believe those are the big, major, huge differences. Over here, file is different. You have a little bit more options. Oh, the other big difference is when you save a design, you're saving it as a Canvas Workspace project, okay? Which means that file could only be opened in Canvas Workspace. You could only come to Canvas Workspace, click open, and open a CWPRJ file. If those files, when you save as, those files are going to be saved to your computer. Now, if you don't want them on your computer, you can save them to, a USB stick or an external hard drive, anything like that. But there is no cloud to save things in here. There's no backup. So if you don't want to, lose your work, if you're afraid your computer will crash or something like that, you need to back it up yourself. Save it to your computer, but save it to a thumb drive as well. If you want to back up the designs, there's no cloud, automatic cloud. Now you can save to your own cloud, OneDrive or some kind of, I don't know, whatever. I just save mine to external hard drives or thumb drives and stuff. My Canvas projects anyway. I save other things to the cloud, but these I save just to devices. And then same as export, when you export, that goes to your computer, okay, just like it did in the online version. So if you export, it's going to go to your computer. So that's another big thing. There's no cloud saving. I do have a video where if you use both versions, or if you've used the online version and you want to switch to this one, I do have a video showing you how to transfer your files over, or how to, use your files in this version now. You cannot access, or your projects. There is nothing in here that allows you to access your projects in the online version. You can't click a button here or anything and access those projects. You are going to have to download those projects to your computer or to a USB stick, thumb drive, external hard drive, whatever, and then import them into this version, okay? Or just save them to a device, and then when you need them, you can import them into this version. But you cannot access the projects that you have saved in the online version directly from this version, okay? Now I think that's pretty much all of the stuff. I go over, I have videos on pretty much every function. I tell you guys in my videos, most of them are using this thing, even this version, even the functions. However, if I do a video on an offset, there's an offset in the online version, okay? It's the same thing. You're just going to go create an offset over there. In the announcement for the group, I tell you that if you need help in the online version, all you have to do is ask. I can make you a video for the online version of how to do something, or I can explain it. I can write the directions out, but then if you need a video, I can make a video. That is not a problem. But I prefer this one much better. And I am kind of pushy, or I do try to push people that have a computer, laptop type device, a Windows or Mac, device to use this version. Again, you cannot, absolutely cannot get the downloaded version on an iPad. The only thing you can do on an iPad is the online version. I believe, I keep saying this. Let me look here before I say I believe that's it one more time. Yes, I've been through pretty much all of this. Like I said, I have videos on each individual, function, a whole unit on the functions of Canvas Workspace. I have all of that. So I think those are the main differences. This one, I will only use this one. I can't stand using the online one. Like I said, I used it all the time. It was the only option, and I had no problem with it. Now that this one has come out, I cannot stand using the online version. This one, another one. This one has sizing that is much easier to do, okay? The size of my square is right over here. So this box right here is empty. If I want it to maintain the aspect ratio, I turn that check mark on, and I can, increase the size. I can type in just my own size, whatever size I want. If I want to make it wider and not change the height, I can turn this check mark off, and I can do this. This is so much easier. The resizing in here is so much easier than on the online version. And you also can do resize by percentage in this one. Unless I've missed something or they've added something, you don't have that option in the online one. Again, I could be wrong. I try to stay up to date with the online one. I just don't use it. So sometimes I forget things because I'm not using them all the time. So that is another thing. The sizing is really easy. So anyway, there are two versions. This version, which you download to your computer, and then you can set up a shortcut on your desktop. So it'll look like this little icon right here. Okay, the type converter icon looks like this. All right, this one, just so y'all know, if you have the design and cut, the DC200 design and cut, this is the design and cut manager, which you have to use with it. So this one right here, when I click on this, this will open up that downloaded computer version, okay? And again, and it will open up like this. And I believe I left the little window on here for now that tells you about the latest updates. That's the other thing. With this one, it does not update automatically. It will say it's going to. It often doesn't. You have to go in and do the check for updates and update it yourself. It will tell you you're updated to the latest version, but usually you're not. I will have people tell me, mine says I'm updated to the latest version, and there are 4 updates behind everybody else. So for this one, you need to, I do not know why my computer is being so slow today. For this version, you have to go in and do your updates yourself. Okay, this is popping up because I kept it. I did not click don't ask me again or tell me again. I kept this just temporarily because of the newest update. I keep this a lot of times in case people ask me questions or they want to see, I don't know. I just save it for a while until I have everybody updated. And I feel like everybody's updated to the latest version. You still get all of the Canvas Workspace projects in this one. Now, oh, that's the other thing. See, I keep forgetting stuff. You do not need internet for this one. This is the beauty of this one. You do not need internet. You do need internet to sign in, though. I'm already logged in because I stay logged in all the time. I don't ever log out of it. And I go on there. If you don't use it regularly, if you don't use it, if you go longer than like 7 days without using it, they'll automatically kick you off and you'll have to log in again. So I either keep it open and I just keep it minimized down here on my computer. I know some computer person is probably going to be like, don't do that, but I don't care. And, I use it pretty much every single day. So, I just always stay logged in. So I don't need internet to use it because I'm logged in. You will need internet to log in though. So if you don't have internet access or you're going to be going on vacation or something like that, go somewhere, run to McDonald's or somewhere that has internet, log in, and then you can leave and just keep it open. Don't log out. Don't come up here, to wherever it is. Right here. Do not log out. Just keep it open and you won't need internet. Now you will need internet though to access the Canvas Workspace projects. To access these projects, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong again, but I think I had my internet off once and I couldn't get these. It told me I needed to go online. So I believe you do need the internet turned on in order to access the brother projects. And these are the same projects that pop up when you're on the online version. Okay. So can't believe I nearly forgot this. This is the biggest thing is online versus downloaded to your PC so you don't need internet. So now that I have this opened, I can go somewhere where there's no internet. I could come down, down here to the bottom of my computer. I could turn my internet off and I would still have this. Okay. And I'd have access to all the files that I have saved on my computer. I'd have access to all the fonts still that are on my computer and everything. So that's the beauty of this one. You do not need internet access once you are logged in. And if you stay logged in. So once you're to this screen, you do not need internet access any longer. Unless you log out or you get kicked off because you haven't used it. Then you're going to need internet long enough to log in. And it's so quick. I know some people are able to just use their hotspot on maybe their phone because it only takes a couple seconds to log in. Things like that. So that is the other version or the other difference. You're not on the internet on this one. Okay. On the other one, you have to be on the internet. So you need Wi-Fi and you have to be on the internet. For this one, you do not once you are logged in. So this is the downloaded. We refer to it as different things. I used to refer to it as the desktop version because that's what Brother called it for a while. That's what everyone called it. Now they call it the PC version. So Brother calls this the PC version. Sometimes I refer to it as the downloaded version because you have to download it. So this is the downloaded PC desktop version of Canvas Workspace. This is the online version of Canvas Workspace. And you know you're online because there's a website right up here. Okay. If you see a website up here, you're online. You're using the online one. Again, if you need a refresher or a reminder, there's this video, or you simply go to the announcement for my group and I have a picture there that shows a picture of this and it says online right across it. And there's a picture of this version, and right across it, it says, I don't know what word I used, downloaded or desktop on it. Okay. So you can always refer back to that if you get confused. Anyway, if you are using a computer or a laptop, I strongly recommend that you use this version. Okay, I think I finally got it all, guys. So I will talk to you again soon.